Hello, today is Tuesday, January 11th, 2022. My name is Daniel Mullany, and behind the camera today is Sean Lingo. We are here to film a video source inspection for Sitek Process Solutions. Today, we're going to be viewing a fully remanufactured 480S semi-tool spin rinse dryer that has been reconfigured with our touchscreen controller. Our customer is located here in the United States, and their PO number is 202-10126. So today we are looking at a fully remanufactured SRD, as I just mentioned. What I'm going to go ahead and do is get the process started, and then I'll discuss the system as we go. So taking a look at the tool, it's purging in normally. That's great. We have a standard minute of rinse, 10-second purge, 90-second dry 1, and a 300-second dry 2. That's a pretty average recipe. The substrates are primed and ready for the process, or prepped, I should say. All right. Okay, first thing I'm doing is I'm just inspecting the drain as the system starts. No leaks and everything looks good back here. Taking a look at the system serial number for future reference. This system is SRD-01420. Okay, so as I mentioned in the beginning, this is a fully remanufactured system. It is a 480S, which means it is a single standalone system capable of running 8-inch wafers. In order to run 8-inch in this tool, you have to use a low-profile type cassette. That's the 8-inch cassette that covers about 2/3 of the full wafer. That's a standard 8-inch style cassette that's typically used here in the United States for processing. This system is equipped with the 3 normal options of a rinser dryer. That is a static eliminator for dissipation of any static charge that builds up during the dry cycles. That is a resistivity probe that monitors the resistivity level of the wastewater, so you can set a like a Q rinse, which essentially requires the system to rinse to a specific level of cleanliness before it continues on in the process. And it has water recirculation. So that allows you to turn on a slight trickle of water to prevent any water from dead-legging in the system. Really just a protection against any kind of stagnant water, which can lead to bacteria growth. Okay. The system's running great right now. It's currently at its high RPM set point, and there is minimal vibration associated with it. That is a standard aspect of any SRD that we refurbish, as we will provide new rotors or rebalance the current system rotors in order to ensure a nice smooth run just like this. This system is also being shipped with 3 cassettes. So in addition to providing the system for our customer, we also provided the process cassettes for them. That's a service that we offer, as we are able to distribute for EPAC at their list price. So if you're interested about getting any EPAC cassettes, or if when you purchase an SRD from us, you want us to include those cassettes at the same price that EPAC sells, we can go ahead and provide that service for you guys. Okay, everything is still looking great with the tool. We are completing the dry 1 process now, and we'll be jumping into dry 2 in a second. Just doing another general inspection of the tool. Everything looks great. Again, minimal balance. Okay. Sometimes you'll see a little bit of additional vibration as the system ramps down from the high 1800 RPM set point to a lower 500 RPM set point. Not so much with this rotor. That was a perfectly smooth transition. So this rotor has a minimal harmonic associated with it. So in addition to providing refurbished spin rinse dryers, we also provide a whole variety of other equipment to the semiconductor marketplace. That would be refurbished box washers, such as the HTC systems, refurbished mask cleaners like K&S, Ultra T, and Ultra Tech, refurbished vapor prime ovens, refurbished barrel, ash, and etch tools, tabletop coaters, refurbished millipore and IDI pumps, microscopes, and really a whole variety of equipment that could be used in the fab. The best thing to do if you're interested in any of that is to visit our website at www.sitekprocess.com. Okay, so we have 225 more seconds left of this dry 2. So I'm going to take a quick second to kind of discuss the idea behind recipe design for our customer. So when you're designing your recipe here, you're going to go through rinse, purge, dry 1, and dry 2. Rinse is pretty straightforward. You want to rinse for a long enough time for you to have the process results that you need. And I know it's a little arbitrary, but all of our users have a really kind of varying rinse time. Some don't use rinse at all. Some rinse for 30 seconds. Some rinse for up to 5 minutes or even longer. It really depends on what step in the process your wafers are kind of going through and what recipe makes sense for you at that time. Right now we're using a typical rinse time of 1 minute and running that at 500 RPM. From there you're going to move into purge. Purge is going to open up the nitrogen valve to blow water through the DI manifold. So the idea is letting the nitrogen blast the water out of the manifold so that way there's no dripping out of it during the dry cycles. We don't want to have any residual water sitting in there that could be whipped out or dripped onto the cassette and substrates during those dry steps. Once you complete purge, you're going to go into dry 1 and dry 2. And dry 1 and dry 2 are sort of like opposite sides of the same coin. They're both used to dry, but in dry 1, we're going to spin really fast and spend a short amount of time doing it. And then we're going to spin slower and spend a longer time doing it. So the idea in dry 1 is we're going to spin quickly and whip the water off of the cassette and substrates. Then we're going to spin slowly in dry 2 and let the heating elements complete the dry. Once you whip the big water droplets and the big amounts of water, the larger amounts of water off, then the heating elements can finish the drying process and give a nice, uniform, clean dry to the entire substrate surface. So that's the philosophy that works well for the majority of customers. Again, kind of like rinse, we do see varying results out there in the field, but anytime you want to use an SRD, I would recommend starting with that process, which is a 1-minute rinse, a 10-second purge, a 90-second dry 1, and a 300-second dry 2. And that is how our system will come normally programmed from here. And if not, we're going to take a review of the controller right after this so I can show you some quick programming. Okay, so we got about 1 more minute here. In addition to doing refurbished equipment as we've been discussing, we are also the #1 spare parts and service provider for semi-tool SRDs. So if you need any part and service, we can take care of you. Our systems are all backed by a 1-year warranty out the gate. So in the first year, you don't really have to worry about that too much. But after that, moving forward, any part that you need, windows, door seals, motors, controllers, solenoid valves, pneumatic valves, the upright piston, really anything that could possibly fail, damage, or just degrade over time, we have those items here and we're able to provide them as spares. At this time, the supply chain issues have been pretty crazy around the United States and the world. So we are suggesting that all of our end users take a look at the inventory that they keep on hand and consider purchasing some parts as spares to keep in inventory. Although we do inventory the majority of parts here, because of those supply chain issues, we are recommending that you take a second look at that. If for any reasons you have questions or concerns or otherwise about parts that you might want to keep on hand, that'd be a great time to give us a call because we can talk to you about what parts are shorter lead time from us, what parts might be longer, what parts are going to cause you to be really hard down, what parts you can kind of maybe get without, and those kind of conversations. So we'd be happy to discuss that with you. All right, we are now completed with our demo here. We can see that the light has turned to blue. That means process is successfully complete. When I open the door, it switches to yellow, which is our idle state. I can feel in here that the air is purging and warm, so that's what we want. And then I take a look at our cassette and substrates, and everything is dry, and the cassette feels slightly warm to the touch too. So that's another good indication that we had a successful process run. So since this is our customer's only SRD that they currently have, I want to take a quick demo of how to program a recipe here. So when you run the system, recipes, standard is all zeros. Now from here, You can change the recipe you want to work on by pressing the up and down arrows. And then to change any aspect of the recipe, it's really as straightforward as pressing the item you want to change, changing it, and pressing save. If you want to do multiple changes, you can simply press the item. We'll even leave that one at 10 because that's a really normal one. Press enter, enter, so you can kind of jump around and go through and change as many as you want. And then if you decided that whatever you changed you didn't like, you go ahead and press cancel. It'll just revert back to right where you were. So a pretty straightforward item here. The other one would be the Q rents that I discussed in the beginning. You can turn the Q rents on and off, and if it's on, it'll need to hit this resistivity set point before it'll proceed with the dry steps. Okay? So there's a lot more that you can dive into. I'm now jumping into the menu here. We have analytics, a nitrogen saver, process settings, a logbook. We have a manual mode here, which allows you to manually actuate any of the components in the system for troubleshooting. So there's a whole lot more, and we have other videos that dive into that aspect. I just wanted to bring it up so that way our user is aware that it's there. And we definitely recommend giving us a call when you start this system up in order to just kind of discuss, make sure everything's as it should be, and that you're getting the best results out of our equipment. That being said, I would like to thank you for taking the time to view our successful video source inspection for today. Again, my name is Daniel, and this video is filmed for Sitek Process Solutions. If you'd like to learn more about our products, visit our website at www.sitekprocess.com or give us a call at 916-797-9000, and to reach me directly, dial extension 2201. Thanks again, and have a great day.